Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, said, "We become first class objects on the web." And you know something? Reality is moving insidiously there very, very quickly. And the only way to respond to that is to actually articulate a new vision, a new story of what it means to be a human being, what it means to be a new leader. You see, we need a new story on what it means to be a leader. We need a new story about what it means to be a human being, because if we don't pay attention and counteract, our story will be breaking down rapidly. You see, the old paradigm was, I have a position that I earned. I have the experience, and therefore I have the authority to tell you what you should do. That was the old kind of leader, telling you what to do. The new kind of leader is asking questions like, how would you tackle this problem? What, in your view, would be the best way of handling this? And when you have to lead, let's say, 10 or more people, you will have 10 incredible brains to work with. Maybe they don't all think like you, but that's a good thing. So can we agree that a great leader will tell less and ask more? In the old paradigm of leadership, the leader knew everything and the subjects came to the leader to ask the questions. What should they do? And the leader tells them what they must do. The new paradigm is the leaders asking most of the questions. Yes, intelligent questions that bring out the best in each of the team members. Questions that bring out the unrealized and undiscovered and still hidden genius that resides within each of the team members. That genius will never be discovered and never be released by the leader telling, but it may be released by the leader asking. How to ask the most intelligent questions? Well, that's for another talk. So, the new paradigm of leadership is about the following things. Self-leadership first, self-discipline, self-love. And here are the 3 critical steps: clarity, courage, and commitment. And those are 3 critical steps of 7 that I teach in my programs. I believe that today's greatest leaders know how to lead themselves first. Being a leader in your own life starts with something as simple as your diet. Your health is a very important part of your ability to function at your highest capacity. But do you have clarity about what health means to you? In order to find this out, you have to ask yourself some questions like, what do I have to eat for my body to function at its highest capacity? What is the exercise or what is the physical activity I must do for peak performance? So you see that leadership starts simply by self-discipline and the ability to achieve optimum health, which doesn't mean the absence of disease. It means energy, fitness, mental and physical and emotional fitness, and surplus energy. That's health at any age, young, middle age, or old. And if we cannot achieve that for ourselves, there is a crack in our ability to be the great leaders for others. Next is, what is the relationship you have with yourself? Do you know who you are? Do you know all of your greatness? Do you also know all of your shadows? You see, most of us are content to know the stuff in the middle. But we do not know our greatness, and we very often deny our shadows also. You see, to be a great leader, you must discover and embrace all of who you are. Your authenticity and self-knowledge are the foundation in this new paradigm of leadership. Does this make sense for you? Yes? Good. Yet, within you, there resides a fatal enemy who will try to kill your dreams and interfere with your greatest abilities that God gave you to share in this lifetime. Unfortunately, willpower and motivation cannot conquer it. Do you know what this hideous enemy is? It is resistance. We face resistance every day, every single day. I would say every hour of the day, even every minute of the day. You see, your higher brain knows how to fulfill your promise, your mission, your vision, your highest performance of your highest possible outcome that can only be achieved by you, and only when you give it your all. And in that premise is embedded the necessity for sacrifice and discipline. Now, these are two words that we try to avoid because our primal instinct is not interested in leadership. It's not interested in excellence. It's not interested in being the best. Its only focus is survival. A mediocre life can be a pleasant life. You live, nothing much happening, and it can become a routine. But there is no leadership in that. Leadership needs total clarity about what you want to achieve. Total clarity is step number one, a critical step. Then ask yourself, what is the outcome? What is it that you want? What is your desire? And what must you do? And do you think that somebody telling you what you must do is very motivating? No. Remember, it's the old paradigm, telling you what to do. Or do you think that if somebody can inspire you to a point that you can actually feel so much love and appreciation, the love that is so outrageous that there is no question that you would sacrifice for it, no question that you would discipline yourself for it? Can you see that it's a much easier way to sacrifice for love? I come back to love a little bit later. So I'll share here the two most critical steps to guarantee your desired outcome. And the first is clarity. We already talked about this. With clarity comes more confidence and better focus. Those are the three members of the same family, of which clarity is the driver at the top. Today I'm speaking to you about clarity that crystallizes your goals. If you do not crystallize your goals, vagueness will creep in. And here are the two most important essentials that would provide more clarity in your goal setting and goal achieving. First of all, why do you want to be a great leader? There are many, or maybe a few, but I want you to find and declare your biggest why, the why that you would almost die for. Yes, it has to be that powerful. Then you have to engage all of your senses. You have to see it clearly in front of your inner eye and see the desired outcome as if you see a movie. And of course you are the main character. I find the command at seeing it like a movie even stronger than imagining it in your real life. Why? Because your mind can interfere if you just imagine it in your real life and say, who are you kidding? But if you watch it like a movie, there is really nothing to interfere, right? A movie is not real, but you experience the power of emotions that get triggered just as if it was real. Yes or yes? Have you ever watched a very moving movie? You see, that's it. That's the same emotion you want. And then you have to hear what it sounds like. You have to smell how it smells. You have to hear what it sounds like and live the outcome of the goal by hearing, smelling, putting as many senses into it as possible. And then you have to put your desired outcome into a time frame. What will this look like in 1 week, in 1 month, in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and more? So I repeat that you can write this down quickly. Number 1, your biggest why. Number 2, engage all of your senses, see, hear, smell, feel the desired outcome. Number 3, put your goals into a clear time frame, how it will be in a week, first month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and so on. Yes, work with those steps and you will experience more and more clarity coming into your life. Not only in goal setting, other issues may come up and you may experience an epiphany, a sudden clarity. Wouldn't that be awesome? Can you see the truth in this? Can you do this? Will you do this? And when? Then when it comes to courage, courage is the second critical step. In the family of courage resides safety. If you have the courage to do something and you did it well, you feel safe doing it again, right? What else comes under courage? Confidence. Confidence is a cousin of courage. Courage comes first, then confidence, and from there, safety. And as a leader, you need those two critical steps of clarity and courage. Let me share a story here. I never forget that moment. Some years ago, I had gathered enough courage to tell my husband that what I wanted to do for years, but always pushed it back on the back burner. I said, Sweetheart, I have decided to become the best speaker, the best public speaker on international stages and in my line of work. First, he looked at me with eyes that reflected surprise and confusion. Then he stood up and his body seemed to grow taller. What do you want, Angelika? He only calls me by my name, otherwise he would say sweetheart. When he is irritated or offended. What is it with you, he says. You have everything you need right here. It's a dangerous world out there. Why can't you just be like other wives who enjoy supporting their husbands? You see, I have always been a businesswoman, yet my family viewed my business mostly as a hobby. My stomach started to churn. I wanted to protest out loud. I am not like any other wife or anybody else. But I bit my tongue for the moment. I have flashes of memory hearing people addressing me as Mrs. and then my husband's first and last name. I am not Mrs., my husband's first and last name. I am Baroness Angelika von Canal. That's who I am, and I have married a Christie. I feel my tears, my eyes just tearing up and my face flush, not in shame, but in anger. I feel like I stand in a glass house without doors. I see that life that I desire is happening outside, on the outside, while I feel trapped in the inside. So my heart starts racing as if it wanted to jump out of my chest. I'm holding my breath. And then I hear the words that I will never forget. My husband says, "Be realistic, Angelika. You will never make it out there. Here you have my protection for the rest of your life. And at least you can be sure that you will have a comfortable death." I was stunned. I felt like a tragic comical show just ended. I became very still, almost numb. But through my tears, I felt this surge rising in me. I grew powerful. I grew powerful wings. That moment empowered me. It flipped a switch. And I took courageous action with clarity. I shed the classification of Mrs., my husband's first and last name, like a snake sheds its skin. I knew that I just gave myself permission to be the unapologetic and magnificent woman and leader, and I was ready to step outside of my country and into the world in a bigger way. And I did. That was 5 years ago. It was a lesson for my husband also. It rang in a period of many changes. I am glad for it because the disaster turned into a gift. Today we love and respect each other even more. Creating conscious change takes courage. We all go through change because of outside circumstances. I mean, all of us have experienced it in 2020, just last year, because of the pandemic. You could have lost so much from all kinds of reasons. Financial, a tornado, a hurricane, a flood, a divorce, death. Your life can change drastically and rapidly at any time, but you need clarity and courage to figure out what to do next. And as a leader, you need to know it first before you can guide anybody else to a new and better reality for the best outcome possible. Yes, you need to know what choices there are, because every disaster and every unfortunate situation carries a gift. It's that other side of the coin. One side disaster, the other the gift. So what is the gift, you may ask? It's the opportunity to experience something new, something that was impossible or not in your awareness before. And leaders see opportunities where none existed before. That's one of the trademarks of a great leader. And then, of course, you need to ask the right questions. Like, where are you in your life? Where do you need more courage to move forward? What is important to you, and what is your highest goal? Why have you not achieved it yet? And again, we cannot easily free ourselves from our subconscious programming that dictates the way we used to do things. Breaking through an old habit and possibly breaking a rule that is outdated may sometimes feel risky, but it is the only way to create your future self with certainty. Old habits need to be recognized with clarity and then be broken courageously to make room for new and better rules to be implemented and developed. The world needs new leaders and new rules. The world needs you and your new understanding about a new paradigm of leadership. What about archetypes? I feel that it is of great value to know your archetype. Knowing your archetype gives you the advantage to successfully navigate your strong and weaker characteristics, which gives you a powerful advantage over those who do not know theirs. For example, my archetype is the avant-garde. I am known as using my advantage of forward-thinking creativity, in-the-know sophistication to create rule-changing solutions. My advantage is sophistication combined with rebellion. Because of my extensive study and my self-study, I helped the gritty woman over 50 to experience the joy and freedom to live as the unapologetic, untamed, and magnificent woman she really is. If you are a woman, would you want this too? I already shared with you that my nature is sophistication and rebellion. What is your true nature? What describes you best? What describes you best in one sentence? What is your true one sentence? My one true sentence is, I break rules for freedom, for justice, for love, and to be true to myself. So I would love for you to find out what your one true sentence is. It reveals so much about you. It is so important to first know yourself, but then also to know the unique strengths and advantage points of others, so you can build your team and build your company like a fortress of success. Can you see that knowing this would be important, whether it's for your team or even in your family? Imagine knowing the archetypes of the people that you've spent time with, that you have a vision with, that you have goals with. Understanding this will make it so much easier to bring the right group of people together. Can you see this clearly? Yes? Yes or yes? So, in conclusion, let me say that the new leader is the one who knows how to ask the right questions and has the capacity to feel his own pain and the outrageous pain of others. And the newness, the absolute newness, I believe, in leadership is that I would call it outrageous love. You may ask me, what does love have to do with leadership? And I say the new leader has the capacity to embrace outrageous pain with outrageous love. It is the outrageous pain that everybody has in their own lives. It is the pain that the leader is facing in his own life and is also facing with the tribe, the group of people that he leads. So, what does outrageous love look like? I believe that outrageous love is heroic love. It is heroic self-love. Self-love is not selfish, but self-recognizing, self-remembering, and self-healing. I have a saying in my proprietary programs that heroic self-love equals freedom. That if you could love yourself more, you would prosper more, you would trust more, you would be a better leader of yourself and therefore also for others. Love is about giving, is about sharing, collaborating, and standing shoulder to shoulder with your team and have each other's back. You find some of the greatest love and the greatest leadership among Navy SEALs. You also find it amongst the top team sports like football. You find the great love and great generosity of giving it their all within that team. And with the top professionals all across the spectrum, whether it's in sport or in business. Top professionals know that to prosper more means to give more, to love more, to share more. I call it outrageous love. I call it heroic self-love. And from this outrageous love coming from you, radiating from you, radiating through your entire being, you become magnetic, which makes you the person that people are attracted to. It makes you the greatest professional leader who attracts the people and opportunities to create your and their outrageous success. It is a law of the universe. And all of this is waiting for you as soon as you accept it. If what I shared with you here resonates with you, you are this new leader in the core of your being. Yet, as much as you feel it inside of you, your next step is to honing that gift and growing into the new paradigm of your leadership with clarity, with courage, and with the commitment to your goal. And I am here to help you with the skills and tools to create your extraordinary future for yourself and for the benefit of everybody you come in contact with. So let's do this together. Get in touch with me and up-level your leadership skills with yourself and those who look at you as their inspired leader. Your time is now. And now is what you need to take action with. The action steps are clear. Clarity, courage, commitment. Yes? I congratulate you. Thank you for being the new leader. All of my love to you.